Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we'll be looking at the team announcements for Block Wars X Feinberg, an invitational event hosted by Block Wars and Feinberg, courtesy of Feinberg I should say, which has a full 40-player roster of Minecraft speedrunners. It's kind of insane. It's probably the highest comp Block Wars we will see in a long time, if ever. So, I hope you're excited, because there's a lot of new people playing, maybe not just Block Wars for the first time, but even just minigame, I think, events for the first time. At least from what I know. I recognize some of the people in this event from playing, like, old Twitch Rivals events back in the day that had minigames, but I haven't seen them in events like Block Wars or PB or Chamber Trials, something like that. Although I do think a lot of them would be great candidates. Regardless, let's take a look at the teams for this event. I should first reiterate again that this event is on Sunday, September 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, because MCC is the day before. W snipe by Alex Wolfeei. I knew it. Anyways, so let's get into the teams. Here is the first team announcement, the red team, which has a highly requested trio, which I think is Hax, Ral, and Big Mungie. I don't know. I think that's the trio. Either way, as you can tell from this first team announcement, number one, great art being put on display here. Of course, I don't actually know who is responsible for the art. I'm so sorry, but shout out to you. If you're watching this, shout out to you. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I love art for team announcements. I wish like MCC still had theirs. Of course, that was a whole thing. I would love to have it for Block Wars. I just know that that's very unrealistic considering how different of a roster we usually end up having. Either way, W art. The team is 7 Ral, Beef Salad, Big Mungie, Drip, and Hacks, a full spinner team. This will apply to everybody, so I should not say that because of course. I know everybody here, which is not rare necessarily for this event, but I do know everybody here. Hacks has played in Chamber Trials, and in their performance in Chamber Trials did really well. I think they ended up winning, if I remember correctly. So that is exciting, of course, seeing them play a Block Wars event. I saw Hacks yesterday talk about, because I rated Hacks yesterday after the team announcements, talk about the Block Wars a little bit, and they were talking about how the games are like pretty newcomer friendly, so there's not too much to worry about, probably, I think is roughly what I understood from that. So I mean, that is true. Very cool, of course. For the rest, it's really hard for me to comment on the skill to expect from these players, because I think for the most part, a lot of them will be sharing the same skill set, of course, right? They are primarily Minecraft speedrunners, which means that mechanically they will be very good, and it means that they have a brain. So, usually. Poundy's still in the roster, but no, Poundy's pretty smart. Sorry, Poundy, that was autopilot. I apologize. Anyways, yeah, very strong team, of course, and it has a trio that people really wanted to see, so that's very cool. Drip is a former world record holder, current world record holder, one of the two. They had a world record, and then Beef Salad is a speedrunner. Yes, indeed. Anyways, moving on to the orange team, which goes as follows, consisting of Aqua, Eric, FZF, Fruitberries, Skycrab, and President Poundcake. A very cool team, of course, has two Block Wars players being Fruit and Poundy. Skycrab, the could have been world record holder, of course, as well. Very legendary speedrunner, of course, to be included as well. Eric has been in my chat, which is great. So I am familiar with Eric from that. And Aqua I am unfamiliar with, but I'm sure they'll be great. People said that this is a potential sleeper team, as in like a unexpected, very strong team. I guess that kind of depends on how much Aqua, Eric, and Skycrab can perform, because Fruit, of course, is notoriously a very good event player. Poundy is sometimes a very good event player, but usually not. And Block Wars hasn't really been the strongest player, but hey, maybe we'll be surprised. This could be a pretty solid team. They'll have some game experience and knowledge because of the two players on their team, Fruit and Poundy. And they have the aura, right? They have the Skycrab aura. There's no Enderman in Block Wars, I think, so you'll be fine, but hell yeah, very awesome sauce, very cool. Anyways, on to the yellow team, which goes as follows: Dan Danny Boy, Infume, Kylef, Josh Toe Twins, and Tiger. I am familiar with Danny Boy, Infume, and Kyle. I'm not familiar with Josh and Tiger. That, doesn't mean that the team isn't cool. That means I'm just stupid. Either way. Infume recently had their debut in Chamber Trials, of course, where they did really well, so I'm sure that they will perform very strongly here as well. Kyle is pretty good at Block Wars. All things considered, has been doing really well. I think he's technically an S tier, statistically speaking, although that just feels crazy because Kyle used to be the definition of mid. Essentially, Kyle used to be like Poundy, but Poundy never got to Kylef level. Kylef or a beast, he's the best. And then Danny Boy did also debut in Chamber Trials last event and did not do too hot, but maybe they'll do better. I don't know. Either way, I think this team will be really fun, considering the people I recognize are very fun, and I'm sure that that Josh and Tiger will fit the vibe very nicely. So, hell yeah, you'll have to see it. Anyways, moving on to the green team, consisting of Davey, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry. I do know Davey, but I don't know. Emerald, Oliver, Silver, and Smant. This is a very familiar team to me. Has two previous, or current, I should say, Block Wars players, being Silver and Smant. I should mention, of course, I don't think, I did mention it, yeah. Kylef, only Block Wars player, only person who's played Block Wars before on yellow is Kylef. So he will probably be the team leader, which is pretty awesome. Either way, Smant and Silver, the only two players that have played Block Wars before on this team. Oliver is MCSR ranked guy. Also, should say, was very much involved with mid-ops because of MCSR ranked involvement. Also, most percent guy, being the caster, the main casting POV for said tournament, which is very cool. Emerald and Dave 1E, I recognize from, or know from old, what's it called? Wow, I'm brain farting. Cloudfield Twitch Rivals Minecraft minigame events. Those were ones that were very prominent with speedrunning people in them pretty often, which is where I met Emerald. So they will have some experience with minigame events. Whether they will have, the ability to adapt said experience to Block Wars is a question. They do have Silver as the likely team leader, which means that they will be pretty caught up to speed because Silver, of course, did study his ass off for Block Wars Brawl, so I'm sure he is very much aware of how the event works. And Smant has also played a good amount of Block Wars, though, of course, usually more on a variety chill team than something competitive like this. However, did win most recent in the most recent time I think they played Block Wars, which was the Boblu event. Maybe that wasn't the Boblu event. I don't know. But they played Block Wars recently, and they've had a great time. So, awesome. Either way, the Aqua team is up next, consisting of Curryway, Nerdy, Queen, and Parker, and Harvey. This team has 4 past Block Wars players, although 3 of whom are, I would say, not consistently active. Most of that being Harvey, Parker, and Nerdy, of course. Curry being the most likely captain of this team, probably also the lead player of this team, if I had to guess, skill-based wise. Queen, I was told, is somebody who has done well in all advancements, so that's very cool. And yeah, W team. I think this team will be pretty interesting. People have been saying that this could be a very strong team because of the experience. I personally don't think the experience of having played Block Wars will matter too much, because a lot of the players in this event will be preparing for said tournament, because the game roster is also already known. That being said, I think both Lunge and Race are benched, which means that every other current Series 3 Block Wars game is in rotation. That would be 8 total games, so you can do the math. And I think also Spleef is just TNT Spleef, which is very interesting. Either way, this team should be pretty fun, especially considering the nerdy Yippee with the little peak guy on his head. And yeah, I'm curious to see how they will perform. Anyways, moving forward, we have the blue team, which consists of Automat, Dylan, Lewis Fulham, Rip FC, and Talking Mime. I didn't really catch that Dylan and Lewis on the same team made a lot of sense until I remembered that Zero Cycle, which I think they did together, right? Also, I'm Talking Mime. Also, Automat is Polish. Also, Rip FC is on the team. Very interesting team. I think this team also has only one previous Block Wars player or current Block, whatever, right? Lewis is on the team, who has played Block Wars before. For the rest, Dylan used to play in the Cloudfield minigames events. Automat and Talking Mime I know played in House of Nightmares, I think. So I'm sure that they will do great. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I think this is an instance of a team where they don't have like maybe Rip FC is like a super cracked insane player, but like this team feels more well-rounded rather than like uber strong S tier duo or something that leads the team. This one feels like it's just more balanced, I guess, all across. So we'll see how they do. I think it'll be pretty fun. Lewis Fulham, team coach, team captain, probably pretty good. Anyways, onto the purple team. We have Cube, Fyro, Ox Idiot, Rocks, and Rattles with a interesting shirt, which I will not say because I am on YouTube. Either way. Yeah, Rattles has played before in Block Wars on this team, of course. Cube I know from, I mean, I've met Cube. That's one. I think I also, I did know Cube already, I think. Maybe I didn't. I knew of Cube, at least. Ox Idiot and Rocks I was completely unfamiliar with prior to the team announcements. My chat let me know that they are, in fact, speedrunners. Thank you. And then Fyro I know of as well. Also haven't really, I don't think I've spoken to Fyro before. Maybe I have. I don't know. Either way, awesome sauce, purple team, pretty awesome and epic and great. And they will be very speedrunners. So cool, yes. Anyways, pink team. We have the team consisting of Bloons, Killer, Dugile, Feinberg, Molly G, and Spectre, where I do know everybody besides the Bloons Killer on this team, Feinberg being the only person who has played Block Wars before. I've been told that apparently Feinberg and Dugile is like the most insane duo in this event, so that's cool. Sure. I do also know, yeah, Molly G I know from also the Cloudfuel Minecraft minigames tournaments from back in the day. Spectre, or I assume their name is Spencer if I had to guess, but maybe not, is somebody I also know of from, I think, just either speedrunning or also from the Cloudfuel tournaments. I don't remember. Either way, they have Feinberg on the team, of course. Mr. Feinberg from the Feinberg Block Wars Invitational. Best Block Wars player, like, undebatably, he, like, statistically just is. He will probably be the best team leader, and this could be the best team. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Either way, that is the team selection for Block Wars Feinberg special invitational event taking place on September 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you're excited. I think it'll be pretty fun. I will be there, as in, like, I will be, like, there, as in, like, you know, not playing, but I will be there. Probably. Either way, hope you had fun. Go watch, if you love speedrunning. I've been trying to get into speedrunning more. I'm a noob, but I can get better. So if you want to watch somebody get better at speedrunning instead of just be really good, which I don't know why I would do that. But if, in case you want to, go follow the twitch.tv/Wolfeei. That's me. Same way it's spelled in the beginning of Wolfeei Extras. That copy paste on twitch.tv. Thank you. Anyways, hope you have a good time today or tomorrow, depending on what time or yesterday. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.